Bill here at chess.com giving assignable. Let's run through these games here. Let's see. Okay, we'll start without a hitch. Okay. So this is the Flora McInnes attack, the English opening. Come back and see what happens. I'm playing the Nimzovich defense in a few games. Here we have a symmetrical English started. We won't tell him where that will lead. This is the Nimzovich defense. Now this move here sets a little trap. It looks like I've driven this, or given up this pawn, but then black has this cute little resource, knight from D to B8, putting pressure on D5 and D4. We'll see if he catches on. Okay, let's see some symmetrical English. We're still symmetrical. Now this is kind of unique. Okay, so black has lost a tempo here by stopping to move this piece twice. So white should be for choice here. It's just a matter of trying to use this extra tempo to help. Okay, we're covering theory in most of the games. Now this is the Nimzovich defense. Let's see if I covered this one. Bishop F5. Oops, I haven't played that yet. And black comfortably equalizes in this position here. Okay, so now after D6, how do I wish to continue? Well, I've got this hole here. So one of the ideas black would like to do is take control of that. If I leave this, put this pawn on D3, this becomes what's known as the Botvinnik system. It could be played with white or black. But I believe the correct choice is to play D4. And even though D4 is still weak, I cannot control it with a pawn. I just have no development advantage. Okay. So bishop D3. So hanging me a pawn. Well, let's see. This seems to want a pawn. I don't know, what am I missing? But white did not fall into the trick, so just take it and see what happens. Sometimes I'm blind to these things. These go by so fast. Okay, so now this is not a good bishop. I don't necessarily want it on D3. I think I need to prepare castling, so I ought to put it on E2 and just await developments. I've got a one tempo advantage because black has spent this time here. Okay, now we continue with castles. Okay, so knight F3. Now this is a playable move, but it gets tricky because I haven't advanced my E pawn. So I'm going to just stop and play E6 here. And now this could give white a little difficulty. So white needs to play C3. Okay, now let's see. Now we go into symmetrical. I think we played this line already the other day. Now here I'll just castle and have it done with. It's good to get castled early. Okay, so now bishop here. That's not the normal move. It's been a while since I've had this line. I think the safest move here, well, let's see. Queen D7, do I want to play that? Yeah, I do. Now, it gives up this square, but the bishop has this to retreat to, and I have this knight move here, too, and I'll be kicking this back. I know enough about this theory. I played this opening for a long time, since 1986. I don't always use it lately. I'm just kind of experimenting. Okay, this is the exchange variation of the Nimzovich defense. Let's see. Let's just run through the first moves here, and I can explain. White has three moves. We've seen them all. In this one, make a move when I'm trying to describe things, and it ruins my board. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so E5, pawn takes is in this case, and knight C3. And by transposition, it reaches knight C3, so I have an example of each one. Okay, so now the trick is to strike in the center. Okay, now let's see. So he took, I think the last time we had this line. I think he played something like queen here, and I went knight here. We'll come back and talk about that when we get there. Okay, so here he's choosing just to give up a pawn. So I have to watch some tricks here. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, knight c3. What if he pushes e6? Now, if I take, suddenly there is this queen check. Okay, now rules chess, I have to get out of check. So the only move is g6, and then white wins with queen takes g6 check, bishop takes mate. So, you know, just experience in chess gives you, you can see these tactics. So I think knight e6 is the safe and sane choice, but we always want to make sure we're not just throwing things away. You can still take my, in either case, wherever I retreat the knight, I'm looking at putting the knight on e6. You can still take on d5, but I have pressure on e5. So white's getting some tempos for his pawn, but not a heck lot more. Okay, now let's see. Now here, black is creating weaknesses. Okay, this square here is nothing can protect it. Well, I mean, well, no, it's not true. Nothing. I mean, but a pawn can protect it. So I have some ideas here. When I can play bishop g5, and the idea behind that is to if he plays bishop b7, I could consider taking this. And after knight takes, I have to watch the pressure on e4, okay, because his knight and his bishop would be bearing down on it, right? So, but I don't necessarily want to give up the bishop here so willingly. So a lot of my logic is simple. If you're not sure what to do, develop a piece. So bishop g5 does do just this. Bishop e3 is a possibility, but I have to consider maybe he'll chase the bishop. And again, I don't want to just give up the bishop so willingly. You know, this move is going to come under fire in a moment. Now, another idea is I can play bishop e3, and the idea is, well, what if he takes? Okay, so some people will look at, oh, just play h3. Now I can afford to play h3 here, the reason being that I'm returning the tempo that black gave me, but there's no reason to give black a tempo here. So a simple move is just play bishop e3, and if you stop, if this, I guess it's a she, plays knight g4, I just put the bishop back on d2. And the question is, what is this knight doing here? It's not doing anything. At some point, black has two choices. Either on their own, put it back on f6, or start a kingside attack. I'm not too worried about a kingside attack. I'll start a queenside attack too. So let's get rid of the arrow. So here the logical move is bishop e3, and then if bishop b7, I can defend my pawn on e4 with queen c2. And, you know, I've got a comfortable development. And, you know, black is going to have trouble developing this queen. And I'll already have my rooks connected. So here, this is the way I think. I've deduced bishop e3 is the best move. Okay, I do have to watch the clock. Okay, so there's this move, but I mentioned, but I just protect the bishop. Okay. Now let's see. There's that. But now I have knight takes here. So that's what I prepared. Knight takes, queen takes. So a little different than we played the first time. He's a good player. I'll have to work on him. Now my queen's under attack, so thematic, I just kick. And guess what? I have all of them thinking for once. Okay, so my time remaining 41, 42, 43, and 44 minutes. And then when I have 46 minutes, this position. Okay, so what should happen here, our main line here is that white plays bishop d2, and then I take, and he takes back, and then I push here, the knight comes in here, and I take, and he takes, and I protect my queen, and the game is rather level. I've experienced this line many times. Okay, looks like it's my turn here. So here, there's that move. So I just simply come back, bishop d2, and black has to ask the question, what is this knight doing here? Okay, so I see much better than playing h3. Okay, so castles. Now, we're going to put the question to this bishop by playing a6. Now, let's see where it goes. If it retreats, it just end up breaking the pin, and then I can redeploy this bishop here and bring the knight into f5. So at this point, black has a comfortable game. I've had this position before, something similar to it. It looks very familiar. Okay, so now d6, and then here we stop and play queen d3. Now, there's some positions where white can play this, but we're not, no, you don't play that yet. Let's see. It's the 10th move. It's rook d1. Yeah. Now this is a potential threat. Okay, so I remember the move number is 10. So this is from analysis I discovered years and years and years ago. But again, there's no need to kick this. Now the option of attacking is reduced. So we just develop another piece. Now where do I want to develop to? Where do I want the queen? Well, just, there's no target on those squares, so this is a logical one. And I don't see a tactical exploitation of this move or any. I try not to see a tactical exploitation of other moves. Well, here it appears that white has blooded a piece, so now I have queen takes d5. Okay. Let's see. So I don't rush moves. I don't recommend anybody ever rush their moves. So here, I'm just making sure there's no trick. And there is a trick, is there? Bishop, my queen is unprotected, so here comes a bishop check. But I have queen takes here. So if I miss something, I lose a game. Okay, so now bishop came back to e2. Now, as I say, we just put the bishop here. Now the goal is to try to get a knight into here at some point. Okay, so I think I just won a piece of one game, but the other games appear even. And once again, I have everyone's clock ticking. Okay. So just noticed White's rated 2052. Okay, he's a good player. I don't think White's chosen the most aggressive line here, but I have to be careful. Okay, I got a couple of pop-ups here. Okay, queen d3. Oh, well, that doesn't break the pin. So here, I have pawn takes. This was the threat I had. So let's see, what am I missing? Well, my d pawn is pinned. I'm not attacking his knight, but White has to struggle to regain the pawn here. Okay, so let's see now. Least time here. There's bishop e7. You see now there's no pressure here. So once again, we got to find a way to continue. Now, how do I want to continue this? I've got a space advantage. I've got a development advantage. I develop my queen. Black hasn't, and it's my turn. And here's this knight sitting here not doing a thing. A lot of people say push here. Well, that just gives up a square. But let's see. One idea is to play a3. I could play b4 directly, right? But a3, inducing a5, and then I play b4. And if takes, I take. So here's a case of where Black's looking for things to do. Now, what pawn breaks does Black have? Let's see, Black has f5. I'm not sure if that's helpful. it may create a weakness on e5. For example, let's see. So let's just suppose it's black to play, and it isn't. F5. If, I mean, this isn't forced, and then I goes back, then I trade. If he takes back with the pawn, and then I take here, he's got an isolated pawn. So, the question is, what else can I really do here? It's kind of hard to expand on the king side, although it could be done with a little bit of maneuvering. I could play something like knight e1. I can even play knight takes here. This is unprotected. Let's see. Knight takes e5, but of course he can take back. Now I take, and this comes in here, and this is not good. I'm opening up the game for black's pieces. But knight e1, the idea behind knight e1 is you're going to do something else with this knight. And the question is what? Knights are wonderful pieces. I mean, he can eventually get here, but he's kind of hitting blanks as to where to go next. Those squares are covered. If I put a rook in the center, the question is which rook. So, for instance, I could bring this rook all the way over here, but then I've shut this rook in. I could drop the rook off here, here, or here, or here, but then I lose maybe some options on the A file. If I bring this rook over to the center, and it's probably a perfectly good move, I've unprotected this square, but black doesn't really have a way to go after that. But that could change. Okay, rook e1, pawn takes, knight takes, and he's just an F file away from opening up an attack on that, or she have pawn away from an attack, opening up an attack on the square. So, because of black's development disadvantage, I get a little bit of luxuries here. Now, another idea which I have with this knight, but I'm kind of blocked myself from doing it. I didn't consider it. One idea is to try to transfer the knight on this path and control D5 and hit to D5. So, and if black tries to get room for the queen with C5 at some point, I can make a trade and then sink this knight into D5. One of the draws, see, way back when I talked about the weakness on D4, I would get D5, but black should be able to get a knight to D4 eventually, although the knights are not posted well to do this. This knight would have to go back here, here, and here. So, with all that in mind, it seems that maybe B4 is a correct choice here. The point being, after C5, I take and he takes. Now I've got an open B file which to operate on, and then I can even consider throwing a D5 in. So, this pawn is unprotected. That's what I'm going to play. I don't know if it's right or wrong. If I'm a grandmaster, I'll figure it out. I'm not. I'm just me. Okay, A4 doesn't seem to help white. So, do I want his bishop or do I want his knight? Well, I really don't have a lot of development here, so let's force a doubling of his pawns. No, wait, I got to be careful. There's that check again. Let's see. He's trying to do this, but I do. And yeah, okay, so we just take his bishop. And this will force an isolation of pawns. And possibly a queen trade. Either one would have had a queen trade, so knight takes is good. This takes away his threat. I don't forget about it. Now C5, this is all book. And black has a little bit of difficulty here because of the pin on the D file. You'll have to work the rest of this out. Okay, now, how do I want to take? I'm going to take with the, I'm going to take with the knight here. I mean, it's tempting to take this file, but, knights are such wonderful pieces. I'm able to swing this over here, and this over here, and eventually get this C5 break in. I'm not going to checkmate him down here, okay? So I'm just going to take with the knight and await developments. Okay, again, it's come from experience with this line. Okay, so now the pin is broken. My queen is under attack, so I need to take this. Okay. So there's c3. Now, as we say, knight goes here. Okay, now d3. So he chose not to trade queens. Now I need development. What am I ahead? A pawn? No, I had a piece and a pawn. So we got to get castled. My queen is still unprotected, but there's nothing he can attack me with. Attack my queen with. Okay, so there's c6. Now this is fine with me too, because why? Well, it cuts off the activity of this bishop. You know, even though this pawn on e4 is protected twice, you'd be surprised by how many times that all falls apart. So here I'm tempted to play d5 now. The point being, if pawn takes, knight takes, I have a wonderful knight, and would cost the bishop pair to get rid of it. Okay, and if pushed by, let's see, I can push by again, which closes the 4 files, but gives me a breakdown here. That gives black a little time to restructure things. Let's see. Let's see. You know, I have to make up my mind here. You can come back to this idea. You know, try to maybe, let's see, what about this idea? See, if we lock up the board, it becomes very maneuvering and it's long, and boring, and game will go forever. Although I don't fear those kinds of positions at all. Knight f6. Now let's see. Now if I take, this takes back, and black has control over d4. And, you know, he once again can play for the maneuver that I was talking about, trying to get a knight to d4. In this case, the rook has to move, the knight moves, that goes here, then it comes into d4 at the right time. So one wacky idea is, let's get rid of these arrows, is to play something like b5. Okay, gotta watch my clock. 35 minutes here. I've got plenty of time. I want to be able to give good commentary, and if I give the wrong line and then my opponent spots the flaw in my analysis, I lose. That's what happens to us all. This is how we plan in chess. Okay, so let's see. A lot of the yummy delights here to choose from. Well, I don't, you know, this is a good square for black. I don't necessarily want to give it up, and it's easy to do with when I advance one of these pawns. So, since this is kind of a non-committal move by black, although he's clearing this square for the queen, I'm tempted to stick a rook on c1. The idea being I have more power on this file that, you know, could potentially open up. Let's see. Let's look at one idea here. Push. Now if takes, 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 knight takes. Do I can get anything for it? My c4 pawn is blockaded. The b file is open. The d file is open, but I'm not attacking this. So one idea is to play. Let's see. Gotta make sure I don't do a hiccup and accidentally pre-move something. And okay, rook b1. Now if a5, a3, pawn takes, pawn takes. Now I've given him the a file. Say he plays rook here. Well, I just play rook here. And if we puts his queen here. He's ready to double on the file. And let's see, what else? What do I have next? Need to open up the file. Now a move like this starts to make a little more sense. Or a move like this, undermining the defense of this, so I can throw this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play rook here. Okay. If I had more time, I would find a better choice. Now my queen's under attack. So the question is, did I butcher this? Because I remember this is the 10th move. Okay, so knight d7. Taking advantage of a pin here. Let's see. Pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. I know this is the correct choice. So let's see. I know it's this 10th move. Maybe I played this too quick. Maybe white has to play bishop f4. Okay, looks like I probably missed the right line. Okay, so I'm going to lose a pawn here. So I didn't stop and think. I'm just trying to remember theory. So we got to put the queen somewhere out of the way. And then after the idea of putting on h4 is to follow up with bishop g5. And or follow up with knight d5 and bishop g5. So let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see. I move everywhere else. Okay, so now I can't take his bishop. My pawn is pinned. Now he's getting ready to get his pawn back. So here I just tickle his queen. Bishop f5. His queen has to move. Okay, so I gain a tempo on the queen. Now see, the knight came back. I never had to spend this move. Why drive a piece back where it needed to go already? So now we look at trying to open up the B file. Okay, so here this move makes some sense. Takes, and there's a tempo. Now, he doesn't have to take. Here, black could take this. So, let's see. B5. Wait, was it B5 or C5? I get confused myself sometimes. Okay, here. No, that allows this again. Okay. So let's see. Get rid of the arrows. C5. Pawn takes. So one thing I can do here is push this. Now push this take. If he takes back here, I still don't have exactly what I want. So D5, there comes C5, and I put my rook. This means I put the rook on the wrong square. So now that the F file possibilities are gone, I'm going to wait a move and just put the rook here. Now normally I would take more time, but I've got to sort things out. Okay, so now I have some pressure down here. Knight D5 attacks. Bishop G5 attacks. Bishop G5. So those are my candidate moves. Let's see. Bishop G5, he could play rook E8. And I throw a knight D5 in. Okay, so Bishop G5 is pretty sure this is the proper move. Now F6 shuts this bishop in and allows, maybe me some access to bother him. Now I can stop and make a one-move threat. Let's get rid of this. Bishop E3. threatens bishop takes knight, but you know, just defends things. So I think bishop g5 makes the most sense. Now if I play knight d5, e6 could be a bit of a nuisance. Although it's going to leave this pawn weak, but my knight remains under attack. Let's see. Queen takes on d8, rook takes, then knight from d5 to c7. Hits his rook. Rook goes to b8. And now let's see. I don't see anything there. So I think bishop g5 is the most logical move here. Okay. Now I gotta get busy and play. Okay, so now he's castled. As I said earlier, I gotta get ready to castle. Okay, now my turn over here. So, you know, rook e8 didn't upset the apple cart. Now I've got more firepower in the center, and I got to figure out how I want to break this open. So, if I make the exchange on e5, the rook isn't very well placed. If I push d5, here comes c5 again. Pawn takes, the knight takes back. So it's not c5 here, but c5 itself might be the move. Let's see, now b5. That was one of the ideas I was trying to do. I have to be careful getting rid of these arrows here. Allows this. Now he's crawling all over this. Oh, but then I'm hitting c6. So I kind of like b5 here. Got to do something with the tension. b5, c5. I take on e5 and sink a knight in on d5. Okay, so we're trying to take control of the square now. Okay, now over this one. Okay, f4 doesn't really do all that much. Or does it? He's got... So here we're just going to play a positional move. Well, maybe not yet. Let's see. Knight f5. g4. Knight here. And f5 takes. My knight takes. So I'm going to play knight f5. And h4, h5, you can just take it even though it opens up the file. So knight f5, we just play on instinct. Okay, so there's, now I've kept his knight out of here, but I haven't kept his knight out of here. So now we take, okay, and then the idea is I'll sink a knight in here next. Okay, so maybe my rooks are now misplaced, but that's all right. Okay, now we get castled. 27 minutes here. Okay, let's see my turn. So queen d2. Now we castle. We've got more protection on d4, and his bishop is a little bit loose. Okay. And I actually have them all thinking. So if he castles, I can't take on c3, but I can take on a2. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting position. I've done something similar with this queen and bishop maneuver here. You know, f6. You know, then it's shutting in his bishop, and he doesn't have a whole lot of options. You know, I can come back and gain a tempo on this, and if the knight goes here, I can go pin it. Although, you know, he can play king h8. You know, White has some development here. Then drop the knight into d5, then go sink it on b6. Okay, so let's see. Now do we want to take or play knight d5? Or do we want to leave him with a permanent weakness here? Well, the problem is that, well, you know, sometimes that's not really a problem. Okay. The moment he takes it's no longer a backward pawn. So knight takes, pawn takes. I don't know. Knight d5 though gives the option for black to take this and put this bishop here. Yeah, let's just go this route. It's a nice square. I'll take it. Wait developments. I can't sit and evaluate that. Oh, gonna weaken the position. Okay, so there we go. Now white is going to try to play for f5. Okay, so double-edged. Okay, queen c2. Not really attacking anything. So I'm a piece up. So let's develop this. And then I can maybe consider putting it on the long diagonal. Okay, now it's back to here. Okay, there we go. Bishop takes. So rook e8 now. Knight d5. The heat is on. So here f6 seems almost forced. And black's getting weaknesses on his king side. So I lost about. I haven't analyzed this thing in years. I don't remember. I just have to work it out over the board. Okay, so now we just park this bishop here and try to lure that knight away. Okay, now my turn over here. Okay, so now, well, quite plan on this. This didn't quite see this line. So, but at least I've increased the scope for this bishop a little bit. Now we got to get on the E file. So rook here. So I don't know how quickly these guys are moving. Let's see. My time is slowly starting to dwindle a little bit. So now we just go gain a tempo on the queen, get the rooks in play, and try to work on a weakness on d6. Okay. Black has a great square for this bishop, but not doing anything with it yet. This queen doesn't really have a whole lot of places to go to. This is my turn up here. Okay, so now he's trying to chase my bishop. Well, that just, oops. This just hangs my knight. Okay, so, well, a6, he can still push b5, or can he? No, he can't. Okay, so a6. I'll just play a little defense here for a moment and catch up on the clock. Okay, now, queen e4 threatens to give a checkmate. So, nothing wrong with threatening mate. Make black defend. Bishop may have to come back here, is what it may amount to. And then I can chase the queen with bishop here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now we, as explained, chase the queen. I've got to get this bishop active. It's not a good piece. Okay. Okay, so there's d4. Now, he doesn't have really a threat. Let's see which rook to put out with. Well, this weakens this a little bit, although there's nothing you can attack it with. The knight can't get in here. I could get there. Doesn't have a good follow-up to get there. So, you know, if he pushes, takes, and my bishop takes, so let's just put this rook on the d file. My turn everywhere. Bishop d3. Okay, so he's trying to get f5 in, but he's doing this at a cost to his position. So, first thing to ask is takes. Do I have a place for my knight? Did I hang this one out to dry? So another idea here is to play a move like f5. Now he takes en passant. I can take back with the pawn, and even though I've weakened to e6, suddenly my bishop has a new square, and him attacking on the king side may get him attacked. So f5 it is. Okay, so now I've got black a little tied down, defending. So now the question is, how do I keep the pressure up? Let's see. Let's put this rook on the c file, so that if his knight moves, I get a move like knight c7 in, and I'm threatening b4. Okay. All right, queen d8. Now, this is a good move for him. We have time to relax and wait a little bit. What if I play bishop f5? The idea of that is to try to weaken the king position a little bit. But I don't really want to. The reason in logic being that I want to tie this king down and not let it run over here. So even though he can get this bishop to d4 and it's a great square, black doesn't have anything going with it. So I'll just keep the pressure on d6 here and wait things out. Okay, where I have the least time is here. Now this pawn is overworked. It's protecting two guys. So what do I want to do here? Let's see. What do I want to do here? I want to get knight g5 in. So how do I get knight g5 in is to get a little more control over that square. Okay, so there's the en passant. Now we're starting to get open lines. And there comes his f5. Let's see. So I'm not too worried about the check. My king can always walk, or I can bring this knight back. Now his king is in a little more danger here than mine is. Okay, let's see. So now knight back. Now he's not really threatening this, or is he? But let's go hit b6. So bishop b6 is my next idea here. Yeah. So I haven't looked at this line in years. I did drop a pawn, but maybe I can't remember it all. So see, I didn't have to waste the tempo to get induced black to do this. So h4 allows him to take. I want to try to get a little traffic jam going down here. So let's see. Could put the bishop on h6 now and tie the king down. And let's see. There's this bishop at? I don't remember. Yeah, it's more put him on a square I know he can't go to. See, this is a good bishop for me, especially with the weaknesses. This is a bad bishop for me because these are weak, but he can't really do anything with this. Oh, he's trying. Let's see. G3, if H5, my bishop go back to H3. Yeah, let's play G3. Okay, now I gotta move over here. So there's that. Now I just come back here. Now I'm crawling all over here. And suddenly, unless I dump that knight on H4, you know, if he got out there too far, you know, then I've got some problems. But I have 3 critters on F5, so you can pin my knight, so I can't take. But you see, there's trouble coming. If I miscalculated, then good job by him. I don't care. I like to explain my logic. Okay, so bishop went back to G7. Now I'm going to play H4. The idea is it may be here or maybe here. Don't know yet. You just have to play on instinct sometimes when you play blitz chess. I'm playing blitz chess. They're not. Okay, now this pins this, but there's a little flaw with that plan. I just play queen E. No, yeah, I play queen E6, check, and then the bishop falls because my rook on the back rank is protected by my knight. Okay, so black is winning a piece here. Queen there. Watch your queen. Watch your king, I should say. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna have to give up a piece here. Now let's see. Check. Not necessarily. Oh, I'm in check. So see. So takes. Pawn takes. Yeah, very good. See, I missed the check. I'm trying to open him up, and I got opened up. That happens. So let's see. I can't play this. It won't let me. I can't check him because I'm in check. Now I have to either move my king or give up a knight. I'll give up the knight, play a couple moves, and then call it a game. Okay. Oh, I missed that. Well, let's see. 2 can play that game. Let's see. I have a check to get out of it. Check. Okay, now, where to put the bishop? If I go back here, I might get redeployed down here. If I go back here, I might have this push. I didn't even see this 4 coming, even though I have a resource. I didn't even see it coming. That's what happens when you play fast chess. Okay, let's see. Bishop back to D1. I'll try to, yeah. Come back to D1. Okay, I'm doing over here. Queen A5. All right, let's see now. Let's see. Is he attacking anything I should worry about? Well, he's hitting A2. Should I worry about that? Now I have bishop B6. What's unprotected? These guys. Knight B6 allows rook B8. play that. I like the heat that I have down here. So this is a position where we just punt with something like A3. If he plays bishop D7, I hate to spend a tempo, you know. Is there a tactic in here for white? See, this move is interesting. It does allow this. Then I take, and he takes, and I play here, and get the fork. But I'm going to lose some pawns too. So let's keep that alive. E3. Okay. My turn over here. Now, yeah, I was attacking that. Let's see. So it looks like he's in trouble here. Bishop here, with the idea of this check. Bishop G5. Queen to C7. Bishop check. And I'm forcing mate here, but if he goes Queen C7, well, Queen C8. Okay, this would have allowed a cute mate, but now black's kind of hurting here. Let's see. Bishop check, bishop here, queen here, threatening mate, and this now takes, king here, rook down, and black's really hurting. Okay. So there's that. Now, this is where we head for the hills, boys. The dam is burst. I can give up another rook. That's no good. Here I'll castle long. I have to watch the long diagonal here. Let's see. Yeah. I said I'd play a couple. Give it a game. Okay. So queen here. Now what's he threatening? Anything I should worry about? So knight here to G5. That's what I've been wanting to play. Okay, so now bishop takes. Wait. No, it's queen here. That's right. Queen C7. Well, I don't know. Queen F7. Queen G8. Let's see. Well, this works. I mean, I try to play for mate. Queen takes. If takes with the bishop, this is mate directly. If takes with the rook, then bishop takes, check, king takes, and rook down here wins. So, with all that in mind, I have that. But, you know, we try to get mate. Queen G8, queen over here. Now if I take, the queen takes, and I don't have it. So, yeah, let's just do this and get the game over. Now, go ahead and take my bishop. Okay. See, it's a little trick. I don't know if I get anywhere, but I got more pieces off the board. Maybe I missed this idea, trying to do my own idea. There it is. Okay, so we just take it. Okay, so have you accomplished anything? Yes, you have. You got rid of my battery, but now is this is overworked. At some point I have this threat. Okay, what do I have left here? I have one game here. Let's see, my turn. Okay, so now it takes check, and then this is the follow-up. Okay, so I'm winning a piece there. Okay, so you can open up. This is not a threat. I only gave up a piece here, so I don't have to give up just yet. I want this bishop here, but I can't move my knight because of the pin. Now, does white have a threat here? I don't think so. So we stop and play king b8 and be done with that junk. And we try to find a way to get an attack. Okay. I don't have to give up just yet. Okay, so there's that move. Now, what was I looking at here? Well, now this is kind of interesting. Where's the queen go? It has here. It has here. So, let's see. 25 minutes to sort this out. I had something worked out, and I don't remember what it was. Bishop b6. Where's this queen go? Here. Now it's attacking this and this. So, I play bishop h3. I think that was the move I was looking at. Now the threat is to take on e6 and then put the knight on c7. Okay. Pretty certain that was it. Now he can put a rook on c8, but let's see. Need a little time here. Okay, we've got 24 minutes. Bishop h3, rook ac8. There's stuff here for white. I just can't find it yet. Let's see. Bishop h3, rook ac8, bishop takes, bishop takes. Go wave this at him. But now he's got, I don't have enough here. Because his rook can take on c7. So, let's see. Bishop b6 directly again. Queen here. Of course, the other idea is put this knight here. Now I'm hitting this, and it requires it to go over here. Yeah, this is the idea here. Knight b6. Maybe I'll steal this b7 pawn. Maybe. I probably missed something. I'm sure I did. Now I just take this. I'm up a piece. I turn here. Okay. Well, Let's see. Knight here runs into bishop f5. My queen doesn't really have a whole lot of squares to go to. So, knight c8. Okay. Now, this is met by this, which is met by this. No, wait a minute. No. Yeah, this. If he does this, I go here. Okay. See, I noticed that thing was overworked from the outset. Okay, so now got a little threat here to deal with, but it's not a major problem. I'll just put the bishop on b3 and all my pawns are safe, and I win the endgame. Okay, so bishop here. Now, as I say, I take, and I don't get mated on the back rank, and I've just won a piece. I think I won a piece. Okay, now, there's a little pressure down here. So let's just play knight f6, and with Momo, white cannot castle. Of course, I could play here, and he has to take with the king, and play knight f6. Yeah, let's do that. You don't get to castle white. Okay, my turn over here. Oh, there's that move I missed. Oh, well. I had a piece ahead. All I can do is get a piece ahead, and I'm still up some pawns. So, good move by white. Rookie want to overlook the importance. Okay, now, let's see. Now we just start chewing pawns. There's no need, well, just go after the D pawn. I could take the A pawn, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, so now, yeah, that was expected. Now I go tempo on B2. Okay, now, let's see. Let's get this knight active. Let's sink it in on E4. Okay. Now, I can just take this, right? What am I missing? Okay. So maybe I worked this out after all. Okay, so I lost my bishop back. You can have it. Now let's see. Let's just put off this bishop. Put him on E6. Okay, so I gave back a piece. Now we play knight F6. Castle by hand, I didn't consider that. Then bring the rook over. But I'm a piece ahead. I have the luxury. Okay, to win this one. Thank you very much for playing. Down to 4 games. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I got all of them moving. I'm down to 22 minutes in 2 games. I have 23 in 1 and 25 in the other. Knight A3. Okay, attacks the queen. Where do I want this? Let's put it on B6. Or on A5. A5 keeps an eye on A3 and C3 for what it's worth. And what A5 also keeps protection on this. Let's see, my turn here. Okay, knight there is not really doing much. So, this forks his queen and his knight. Okay, my turn over here. Okay, so bishop here. Now, the black queen, no, let's see. Black queen is almost trapped. Now that just hangs the knight. Let's see. What if I attack the queen this way? Let's see. I mean, I'm not too. He's trying to win this pawn back. Knight c4 stops that, hits the queen. Also pins my knight if he plays queen here. Knight d5. Bishop takes. Have bishop d2. His queen is a little frisky here. Okay, let's get rid of the arrows. I gotta figure this out. Good move. Queen, bishop d5. Okay, so all I managed to do was steal my pawn back and all I managed to do was win my pawn back. And I got a little bit of pressure. Now I'm looking at crazy moves like queen b4. They don't work. And, you know, the idea is I want to try to take this. They have a lot of double pawns, but his bishop is still guarding it. These are the kind of mistakes I make when I miss one movers. Let's see. So here, I think I have an idea here. Where'd this pop-up come from? Go away. I got a pop-up in the left-hand corner. Close. I don't know what that's going to do. I could close this board down. I don't know why that happened. Sorry. Okay, so let's see. Another idea is, I forgot it. Maybe some kind of background noise. I don't know what it is. Okay, thanks, pop-up. You made me forget what I was doing. Let me click this move. No. New tab. Well, this might pop up. It'll pop up on the screen. We'll get rid of this annoying pop-up. Okay, there. I got rid of the pop-up. Okay, what was I looking? It was a rook move somewhere. Oh, was it a rook move? I always have some little disaster here. Let's see. I always play bishop f3 here. Okay, I don't know why you're chiming at me, Windows. Okay, let's see. That pop up maybe. Oh, it was rook d5. That pins his bishop. That threatens a4. Rook d5 threatens a4. Now if he plays rook b8, I have bishop c6. So I think this is what I was looking at. Rook d5. And a4 is a threat. I'll go with it. If I miss something, I miss something. Okay, so now we got rid of the queens here. That's my move here. And let's get this rook into play. Rook check, then I'm going to take on a2. Okay, my turn over here. What do you play? Knight f3. Want to trade some more? Rook d5. Okay. Bishop takes. Okay. Now I got rid of his bishop. I don't really have the E file yet, G file yet, but you know, definitely got his king has always been exposed. My instinct said go down this way. This is why I lose blitz games. This is why I can't play blitz chess. There was many better moves, but I don't care. I'm having fun. Okay, now, unfortunately, this pawn is a nuisance. So I don't see a way to get this attack that I want in. You know, where's my queen's out of play here. Okay. How do I get it in play? You know, I like just great weaknesses. Let's see here. Let's see. You know, I was going to resign this. Thank you for the game. Let's focus on the other ones. Okay, thank you. Good, well played. Okay, let's see. There's that check here now. Let's just take a pawn. See what happens. Now I'm threatening to play queen b1 check. I have 3 games left. Okay. And we take this. So the net result here is what am I ahead? 3 pawns. I won a piece, but I lost it back. But I'm 3 pawns ahead here. So knight here with it. Does that have a threat? I don't see the threat. So let's just take the open file over here and see what happens. Okay. Now, my bishop's loose. I don't want to weaken f6. I'll just play c6. And he can't get rid of my bishop. Okay. So, just a matter of simplification here. Now, for instance, pawn takes. You can pile up on the pawn. I might even just give it to him and win with 4 on 2. But it doesn't have to be that basic and straightforward. If he takes, I may just take with the bishop, and he can't come into the 7th rank. Okay, this one ended here. Okay, 1-1. Okay, thank you for the game. Tough break there on the drop of the piece. I'm down to 2 games. Okay, b6. So now his idea is maybe if he gets lucky, he will win that b pawn. So now I have to go after his b pawn and tie his rook down to defending it. Or his knight, as the case may be. If he puts the knight on d7, I play f6, king e7, or f7 and e6. Okay, now my turn here. So what did he play? He played knight c5. Now, let's see. So this hits this. Let's see. Okay. Come on, move over awkwardness of the game. I come back and focus on this one. All right, come on. It's time to resign this one guy. Okay, let's see. What do I have left in that game? 21 minutes. I have less time here. Okay. So I have b4 here. He takes my knight. So if I play knight here, he might take with the bishop, but then his knight becomes pinned. And I can take with the take this with the bishop, and when he takes, I can take this pawn, but then my knight is loose again. So let's see. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight c4. This bishop can take. So, let's see. Where do I want to go here? Knight c8. This is a tricky move. Rook takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. And b4. Let's see. He's moved over here. I'll come back. Okay, we're going to evict that knight. Okay, he's going to be a pest. Attack the rook and hit this pawn. Oh, okay. I'm not going to let you. I'm going to try to stick your knight so I can't get out. Okay. I still have these arrows. I have 14 minutes to find a move here. Knight c4 directly. Hits the queen. Queen goes back to c7. And my bishop's a little stuck. Okay, let's see. Takes. Oops. Draw the right arrows, chess lock on. Takes. Takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. Now knight d5. Comes with some threats. Threat is take here, so let's see. There you go. Bishop takes. Okay, so what did he play here? King f8. So now I go after his knight. Okay, so he took. Now my rook is loose. Rook takes. Knight d5. You have lost your. I've not lost my connection. I'm still here. Knight d5. Okay, his move over here. Or my move over here. Alright, so I've got to watch out for some silly sacrifice down here. At least clearing a square for the knight to get to. So where do I want the king? Not where I'm going to get checked. Okay, king here. Now I'll play knight c5. I'll put my rook here. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 6 pawns each. He has the 2 bishops. I'm hitting e7 and c5. He can't retreat his queen to defend things. If I take on c5, he can take on e2, by the way. I can still take on e7 with check. So, you lost your. I've not lost my connection, chess.com. Come on. Alright, so there's that. Now, I hit this pawn. We trade pawns. And that's all we did was we traded pawns. Okay, I have not lost my connection. It says you've lost your connection. Your game with Snowcat will auto resign in 2:21. I mean, this is baloney. I mean, I'm playing this other game, right? Why doesn't it say it? You can't see it on the screen. But anyway, these things happen. Glitches. Okay, I've played knight d5. Okay, learn more. Okay, looks our connection may be unstable. Learn more, don't show again. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to give educational videos, and I get a little frustrated when chess.com messes up. There's a lot of problems with the chess.com live server. I mean, they're working on it. They've got thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of people playing online, so these things happen. Everyone's home for COVID-19. Okay, I'll just type a message. I have lost my connection and haven't. My last move shows 23 knight d5 and your clock is ticking. It says I will auto resign in 41 seconds. Now it's happening in this other game. I have a connection. Okay, so I got rid of his last threat and kept my pawn. He didn't win it. Okay, he's in. And server overload. Okay, let's get rid of this other game here. What's he doing? Putting the knight there. Okay, so now his problem is his knight is dominated. It can't get out. So I believe I can just put my rook here. So the bishop dominates the knight. I don't want to do that yet. That just hangs the pawn. So I bring the king over, and then I'm going to put the rook here and transfer the king up here and make him trade it off, and it'll be simple. You know, I just simplify to a rook and pawn endgame here. Okay, so rook here. He can play knight. If he plays knight c4, he gets pinned. But then he has a check, so I got to stop and do here. Okay. Okay, so, but, you know, we just simplify in positions like this. King f2. Now I'm going to play to win his knight. Okay. black have too much time on your clock. You're basically playing off the increment. You know, we have about nearly 2 minutes of move average to get through these. Okay, now let's trade your knight off, unless I can find a way to win it. Let's see. He always has knight c4. Okay, so here we go. And chop. And let's see. Does this rook have possibilities? I'll just play this. So, let's just play c5 and get ready to march up the board with the pawns. Okay, it looks like it's my turn over here. So what did he play? He played rook defensive there. Now, this is loose, but he's attacking my bishop. Now I look closer. Let's go chase the rook. Okay, my turn over here. E5. Now I'm threatening to force a rook trade. Winning king and pawn ending. Let's just do it here. Now this one ends quickly. And we recapture here if he takes. Okay, that game's over. Thank you very much. Okay, Snowcat. Last game. Okay, I have 14 minutes. He has 22. Huh. On a piece. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything here? Do I have any compensation here? So I had to put the bishop on A8. That's what I had to do. Let's look at this, back this up. Bishop A8. Rook here. Well, interesting game. Thank you very much for playing. I'll have to look this one up. Let's come back here and take a quick look. I know that 10 rook d1 is an idea. The idea is to throw c5 in, and I've done this before, but I haven't looked at this probably since 1990. So, this seems to win a pawn, but I get an initiative here. Okay. And maybe we'll get the whole Samuel 1 video. Let's see. Now, do I have any hope here whatsoever? Was it time to just punch the button? Nope, I don't. Thanks all for playing. Thanks for if you were watching. Okay.